everyone, welcome to Substack.coach. Today we are going to cover some of the basic settings for Substack, and specifically we're going to cover the navigation bar today. So let's take a look at what you can do with the navigation bar, what you can put on it, and how you can organize it. Alright. Okay, so here we are at Fierce and Free, and this section here is the navigation bar. Now, when you first start your Substack publication, it comes with Home, it comes with the Archive, and it comes with About. You can see that I've removed the Archive from here, and I have put my own things in. So let's take a look at what you can do. So you will find this under Settings and Website, the Website section. So here's your navigation bar. Mine is quite messy because I have added things and then hidden them without deleting them completely. But let's take a look at that. So the standard items are things that will show up from Substack itself. If you have notes or chat enabled, that will also show up. I enabled notes and then decided not to use it, so that's why I just hid it here. Which is simply a matter of clicking that I button. Very straightforward. So one thing that you can add is called sections. Now, the way you do a section is you go down to this part here under Settings, Sections, and you would do Add Section. Now, I don't actually want to add a new section, so I'm just going to go into editing one of mine. Now, the section adds a completely different part of your website, and technically speaking, people can subscribe to this separately. However, unfortunately, this is a part of Substack's coding that is not well set up, and I don't recommend using this for a separate area of your newsletter that you want people to subscribe to separately. If you want separate subscribers, you need a completely separate newsletter for it to work properly. Doing it this way is way too confusing for you and for your readership. So I only use this to organize posts, and that's the only way that I recommend using it at this point in time. Now, one thing that's nice about using sections over using tags, which we'll get to in a minute, is that you can do a separate URL. So anything that's in this section has fierceandfree.substack.com/s/herbal healers/name of the post. So the other thing you can do here is if you do want things that are sent out, but you don't want it to show up on the actual homepage part of your post, you can click this button here and hide them from the homepage. I actually feature these on my homepage, so I don't have that clicked. And you can add a separate logo as well. You will want to make sure that the subscriber settings that you've added the new subscribers by default, and that you add all your existing subscribers if you decide to set this up just for organizing and not for something completely separate, which is hard to do. And of course, you can delete the section. So when someone actually comes and visits that section that we just talked about, Herbal Healers, this is what it looks like. So it has its own little logo, its name, and its description. And then it has all the posts that are specific to that section. Now, as opposed to using tags, which we'll cover how to set that up quickly next, I do have a whole separate video on that you can take a look at. But Ayurveda is actually a tag. So you can see it doesn't have a logo and it doesn't have a description. It just has the tag name and all of the posts that have that tag on them. So going back to our settings here, so this is the back to sections again, and that covers how to set that up. So let's go back to our navigation. So anything that I have set up I can rearrange and move around. So I could have Ayurveda first and then herbal healers, or however I want to rearrange things. And that's just by clicking and dragging on here. Now, this Ayurveda, as I said, is a tag. And you can find that down a little bit further under tags. This is where you create your new tag. And then when you write a post, in the settings part of that post, it will give you an option to add tags to it. And any posts that I put Ayurveda as a tag on show up when someone clicks on this part of the navigation bar. So the other thing that I have in my navigation bar is a link to my website. And that you do in the actual navigation section itself. You just click new link, write whatever title you want to show up in your navigation bar, and copy and paste the URL of that in here and save it. It's pretty straightforward for that. And then the other thing you can do is a page. So this is just like your About page. It looks like a post when you're editing it, but it isn't sent out like a post. It just shows up as a page on your site. And only if you put it in your navigation bar. If you create a page and you don't put it in your navigation bar, it doesn't show up anywhere unless you have to actually put the link to it where you want it. So that's here, create special pages that you can link to directly, and you can also add these pages to your navigation bar. So I added one called the Art. The About page is just standard, it's there. And under the 3 dots is where you can say add to navigation bar or remove from navigation bar. So going back to how that looks, so here we have just, this is standard homepage, and that can be set up any way you like in the website design layout, which we'll cover in a different video. Then I have my section, Herbal Healers. I have my tag for Ayurveda. I have my website, which actually goes to the website by clicking on it. We'll go back. And I have the Art, which is a page about my daughter's drawings that show up on my website and others, and my About page. Typically, Substack also has the archive here, which you can do, and I will probably be adding back in later or soon, now that I have more posts. To start with, I just felt like it was too much clutter and I didn't have that many posts anyway, and people can access your posts on the page here. Recent posts, see all, and they can scroll through all. This is your archive, and people can just scroll through all your old posts right here. So it's completely up to you if you want an actual archive or not, but it is possible to just see it right from your home page. So that covers the navigation bar, and we'll talk more about website layouts and setups and all of that sort of thing later, including adding all this on the side and everything like that. So hopefully you found that helpful, and I believe I covered everything for the navigation bar. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Thank you.